The mind is like a lake. When the surface is restless and disturbed, you cannot see clearly into its depth. But when the waters are calm, the reflection is pure and the depth is revealed. In the same way, when the mind is filled with noise, with endless thoughts, with worries and distractions, it is impossible to see things as they are. Decisions become clouded, emotions become unstable, and life feels heavier than it truly is. To find inner peace, the first step is to quiet the mind, because clarity always arises from stillness. This stillness does not mean forcing thoughts to stop, nor does it mean emptying the mind completely. It means creating space. Imagine standing in the middle of a crowded street surrounded by constant shouting and noise. That is how the untrained mind often feels. Now imagine stepping back into a quiet garden where the sounds are softer, where you can hear the wind in your own breath. The world outside may not have changed, but your position has. This shift is the practice of calming the mind. Each day we are pulled in many directions, by obligations, by technology, by the opinions of others. If we allow ourselves to be carried away by all of it, there is no center, no ground to return to. But when you take a few moments each day to sit, to breathe, to watch your thoughts without chasing them, you begin to reclaim your mind from the noise. Even a short moment of silence can create a deep sense of balance that carries into everything else you do. When the mind is calm, your focus sharpens. You see the world more clearly, you respond with wisdom instead of reaction, and even difficulties lose much of their power over you. A quiet mind does not mean a weak mind. In fact, it is the strongest state you can cultivate, because in that silence you are no longer ruled by impulses or emotions, you are guided by awareness. To quiet the mind is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is the foundation of peace, of balance, of clarity in life. And once the mind learns to rest in stillness, everything else begins to fall naturally into place. The quieter the mind becomes, the more powerfully life reveals itself. When you live without harmony within yourself, even the smallest challenges of life feel overwhelming. The mind pulls you one way, the heart pulls you another, and the body resists in its own way. This inner conflict is what makes people feel restless, anxious, or dissatisfied even when nothing is visibly wrong. Balance begins when thoughts, emotions, and actions are no longer fighting each other but working together. It is like tuning the strings of an instrument. When each string is in harmony, the music flows effortlessly. The first step to living in harmony with yourself is awareness. Most people act without noticing the patterns that control them. They are carried by anger, pushed by desire, or dragged down by fear without realizing they have become servants of these emotions. But when you pause and observe what is happening inside, you begin to see clearly. You see how one thought leads to another, how one reaction grows into conflict, how one choice creates the next. With awareness, you gain the ability to guide your inner state instead of being guided by it. Harmony also requires acceptance. Many suffer because they resist parts of themselves they dislike. They want only happiness, never sadness, only confidence, never doubt. But peace does not come from rejection, it comes from integration. To live in harmony with yourself is to acknowledge every emotion as part of your human experience. When you accept them, they lose their power to control you. They become signals, not enemies. When thoughts and emotions are understood, actions naturally follow in balance. You begin to speak with greater care, to act with intention, and to make choices that support your well-being instead of harming it. In this way, harmony inside creates harmony outside. Relationships improve, work feels lighter, and even challenges are easier to face because you are no longer divided against yourself. This inner balance is not achieved once and then complete forever. It is a practice, renewed every day. Life will always test you with change, with uncertainty, with difficulty. But if you return again and again to awareness and acceptance, you can restore balance no matter how far you drift. When you live in harmony with yourself, life no longer feels like a battle to fight, but a path to walk with steadiness and calm. One of the greatest obstacles to peace is the weight we carry unnecessarily. The mind clings to old pain, to anger, to regrets, to fears of the future. These burdens are heavy, yet we hold them tightly as if letting go would mean losing a part of ourselves. In truth, holding on does not protect us, it traps us. Just as a hand that clutches a stone cannot be open to receive anything new, a mind that clings to suffering cannot open to peace. Letting go is not about forgetting or pretending that difficulties never happened. It is about releasing the grip they have over you. Imagine a cup of water filled with dirt. If you keep stirring it, the water remains cloudy. But if you set it down and let it settle, the water becomes clear. The same is true for the heart and mind. When you stop stirring old memories, when you allow experiences to rest where they belong in the past, you make space for clarity in the present. Anger is a perfect example. When you hold on to anger, it consumes energy and blinds your judgment. You may believe it gives you strength, but it is only fire that burns within, harming you more than anyone else. Forgiveness is not about excusing others, it is about freeing yourself from that fire. In the same way, fear ties you to what has not yet happened. You carry tomorrow's burden today, and in doing so, you lose the strength to live this moment fully. Letting go of fear is not recklessness, It is trust in your ability to meet challenges as they come. The art of letting go is also the art of simplicity. The more you release, the lighter you become. It does not mean you own nothing or feel nothing. It means you are no longer owned by things, no longer enslaved by emotions. You learn to carry only what is necessary and allow the rest to fall away. Every time you let go of something heavy, you gain space for something peaceful. The more you practice this, the freer you feel. In the end, letting go is not loss, it is liberation. The one who learns to release what no longer serves them discovers the freedom to live with true peace. Peace and balance are not hidden in faraway places or found only in moments of deep meditation. They are present in the simplest parts of life, waiting to be noticed. Many people believe that they must leave their daily responsibilities, escape into silence, or travel to distant places to feel calm. But the truth is, the opportunity to practice is always here, in the ordinary actions we repeat every single day. When you wake up in the morning, the way you take your first breath, the way you sit up, even the way you place your feet on the ground, these can be moments of awareness. If you rise hurriedly, already lost in thought, the day begins in imbalance. But if you rise with intention, noticing the breath, feeling the contact of the body with the floor, your first step becomes a step into peace. As you go through the day, every task offers the same choice. Drinking a glass of water can be done without thought, or it can be done with full presence, feeling the coolness, noticing the act of nourishment. Walking from one place to another can be rushed and unconscious, or it can be an opportunity to reconnect with the ground beneath you, to find steadiness with each step. Speaking with someone can be a mechanical exchange, or it can be a chance to truly listen, to be present, to connect from a place of clarity. This is the essence of turning daily life into practice. You do not need to add more to your life, you need only to change the way you live what is already there. By bringing awareness to the ordinary transforms. Cooking, cleaning, working, resting, each becomes a reflection of your inner state. When the mind is scattered, even simple tasks feel heavy. But when the mind is calm and present, the same tasks become light, even joyful. The more you weave awareness into your daily life, the less fragile your peace becomes. It is no longer something that exists only in meditation or silence, but something you carry with you everywhere. Balance then is not easily lost because it is practiced in every breath, every step, every word. Life itself is the training ground, and every moment is the opportunity to practice.